with Living in the Ozarks, real stories, real Ozarks. You ready? You
I,
have your mic?
I think so. Can you guys hear me okay? Excellent. Don't clap yet. We're not done. All right, raise your hand if you were born in the Ozarks. If you were raised in the Ozarks, keep your hands up. And if you were a transplant to the Ozarks, everybody keep your hands up. Can be both, can be all the above. Well, that's okay. They usually do. So, regardless of where you're from, we all are part of what makes the Ozarks special. Hi, I'm Dustin. If you guys don't know, haven't heard the story, like Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid, dust on, dust off. You won't forget how to spell my name. It's with an O. And I love people. I love to find out what makes people tick, what drives them. And it's not just the superficial why. It's let's get down to the root of it all. That's the point. You know, when you ask somebody, why do you get up in the morning? They're going to give you an answer. But when you go down to the next level and the next level and the next level, you get to that point where it's the root. And that is the story. That's where the story's at, and that's where the gold is at. I have a passion for helping people to tell their story, helping them to pull that story out one conversation at a time. I connected with 1 Million Cups. I think it was probably 2013, 2014, early on over at the E Factory. I always loved passion and the natural collaboration that occurred between entrepreneurs. Of course, when you get entrepreneurs together, you know that they're going to be like, oh, you've got a problem with this? How can I help you fix that? And that's what I loved about 1 Million Cups. And if you're from the Ozarks or have lived here very long, you know that relationships are key. Because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And that's the foundation for a solid community. Nobody was telling these stories. And the caveat to that is at the level, at the depth that they needed to be. Yes, there are newspaper articles that come out. There are newsreels that'll come out. But they don't go as deep as what I intend to go. And basically, that's leaving money on the table, both for the entrepreneurs, the businesses, and for the community. This is the logo of Living in the Ozarks. It's founded on 3 pillars. Sorry, I'm standing in the way here. There are 3 pillars to Living in the Ozarks: community, the people, the businesses, and the culture, which is made up of all of those. Then on the inside, you'll see that we have Route 66, which runs through a good chunk of the Ozarks. It's the birthplace for Route 66, as we'll find out tomorrow, right? For those who are going, I'll be there. At least that's the plan. We have a smallmouth bass. We have a hellbender salamander, unique to the Ozarks. And then in the right bottom corner is the dogwood tree blossom. We show up for the entrepreneurs, the small business owners, the community leaders, whether they're nonprofit organizations or otherwise, and the people who are residents of the Ozarks. And also for the people who have a story. Everybody has a story. Some people have a lifetime of stories. And that's what I'm looking for. We are the ambassadors who highlight all the great things about the Ozarks. We amplify it because it's about the people, businesses, and the places that are in the Ozarks. Challenges that I'm facing now and in the future. Right now, finding time to do it all. I work at Valiant Group. I'm a commercial agent there. I also take care of all of our storage. I'm involved with Living in the Ozarks. It's me. And I'm also involved with a commercial real estate group called CREID. all of those things keep me pretty busy. I'm working on a solution to minimize some of the time that's involved with living in the Ozarks. It's not there yet, but it's coming soon. Once I get there, I'll be able to create content at a greater scale and more random, spontaneous. And beyond that, we're looking at growing the reach, obviously, and then building events. Not going to dive into that too deep right now, but it all brings the community together. What can you do to help? Referrals, introductions to business owners, people that have a story to tell. I have some ideas about monetization, but I'm certainly open to suggestions from the audience. Strategic partnerships, definitely love to talk if that's something you're interested in. And then help spreading the word. I post on all of these platforms 3 times a day. Those are short clips. And then once a week, it's a long form. You can find me on all those pages. Thank you. That's our Q&A. This is how this works. If you have a question for Dustin, please raise your hand. I will come around with the microphone and ask your question. And I'm going, please state your name and your organization that you're with as well. I see some hands going up already, but I have the first question. Dustin, other than social media, how do you deliver your stories? Well, it's really through all of these platforms. The long form stuff goes up on YouTube, and I didn't put Spotify up there. That's another platform that I use as well. Yes, yes, sorry. It's a podcast. So I sit down with business owners and folks who have a story, and we will spend anywhere from an hour to, I think the longest I've had is Lucas in an hour and a half. Good job, Lucas. I've definitely had, most of them are somewhere thereabouts of an hour. Yeah, so if you know somebody who, I try to change it up because nobody wants to see nonprofit, 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 just like 1 Million Cups does. I want to be able to vary those stories each week from different entrepreneurs or small businesses that maybe people don't get to see. They don't get to highlight those because, like I mentioned earlier, they're behind the curtain, right? And they stay behind there because they're grinding, they're doing their thing, and they don't come out to tell their story. So I'm looking for the people who have businesses that are unique or stories that are unique. See, okay, yeah, yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yes. Again, there's one of me right now. And again, back to strategic partnerships. I'm open. I don't have to be the only one. I'm open to other suggestions. That was my question to you guys.
Okay, so, well, here's the question. So you have a podcast and you are going to highlight, let's say, maybe you're going to do a story. How are you going to help me and how is that going to help me? Because I'm trying to figure out whether you have advertising that comes on, like a lot of podcasts have a sponsor that comes on. So
Yes.
how are you, what are you going
Not today.
to
Right. So from the podcast, the long form podcasts, I create clips from those podcasts that then get put out every day, 3 times a day on all these platforms right here. And so that's promoting you. I mean, I know some of the people that are having podcasts, they've had multiples of customers come to them because of the podcast. It's been a thought. Again, I have many ideas on that, and that's certainly one of them. So yes, I haven't currently. Right now, it's about growing, scaling. I've been doing this 3.5 months. I think in the last 30 days, I've had about 65,000 views on all platforms. Sure. If you're a resident of the Ozarks, you live in the Ozarks, you might be a future resident of the Ozarks. I think they are the followers as well as the entrepreneurs and the people that are doing the work out there.
Great presentation, and watched some of those videos, the short clips, and you do a really good job. It was great. You were talking at the beginning, you said you were going to really get in and find stories that other people aren't getting. I'm seeing a lot of businesses adding podcasts to what they're doing, their advertising efforts and selling. How are you going to be, like, what's your difference maker? You know, I mean, because they can all have stories out, but how can you really?
Can they?
Well, they say they can. So when they're getting talked to, you know, I've been in that business that Tom was running
Yeah.
for years and years and years. So just, you know, I guess what I'm asking is, how are you? There's got to be something you can say. Maybe it's something that you've done in the past, that something that you can prove to the difference.
Right.
And they trust you and you believe in it. It's a story.
I think that differentiator, not to be, it's me. I feel like that I do a good job of disarming people, relating to them so that they open up. I think that's the big differentiator because you can sit there and ask questions, but if you're not disarming them at the same time, you're not going to get all that out of them, I think. If that answers your question exactly. Yeah. Yes. It's been a thought. Again, I have many ideas. I'm an ideator. Think about all the different paths. I'm very strategic minded. I talk to a few people in this room often about those ideas. Yeah, I generally do one podcast per week. It's not on a certain day. Next week I'm doing two. Last week I did one. Again, it's so last week I did one with Brian Hood. He is a retired military. He has written a book, Reforged is the name of that book. There's a subtitle, and I can't recall it off the top of my head, but we got together and sat down and had a real conversation because he has faced many of his fellow soldiers that have committed suicide over the years, and it's become a real epidemic for military and their PTSD issues. And I think those are important things to be able to have those conversations, the real conversations with people, so that they bringing light on those matters. I think is important. And I think that's the case with all businesses, but especially people like that too. I'll be there tomorrow. I think they said if you show up by 4:45, you're probably not going to get any parking. Hi, Keith Wheeler. No more questions. Thank you all. For sure. Yeah. So for those who didn't see, NASA gave Discovery Center $250 million, and it was for Springfield, for the state of Missouri. It wasn't like it went to Kansas City, St. Louis. It was Springfield. Yeah. Yeah. Once I get that solution in place, I'll be there. I'm a bit of a tech guy, although I don't like PowerPoint. It's not my friend. You may not know it today, but I struggle with that part of it. But as far as technology, I have a pretty simple setup. I've got an iPhone 17 Pro Max, and I have a DJI Mini mic. It has two receivers, two transmitters, and one receiver. Works really easy. Tripod. I can go wherever people are at, and that's my goal. I don't want to necessarily have a studio that they come to me. I want to go to them. I want to be able to share their story, their pictures, their video. For sure. For sure. My goal would be to go to events where I just randomly go around and ask questions. That'd be fantastic. Lots of great content. Again, back to the events. I'm not going to share it this time, but I do have some what I think are really great event ideas to create down the road, which creates additional content. And the randomness, as you guys know, the randomness is what creates more virality with regards to social media, interest media, some people like to call it. I already have. Yeah. Yeah, I've got people like Nick Sibley's going to be on in the near future. Richard Crabtree, he does all the historic posts about Springfield. People like that. Wayne Glenn, I've got those guys on my list as well, and many others. I'm booked right now, probably about 6 weeks out.
So, culture in the Ozarks, being in the Ozarks myself, is unique, different, and I value it very highly. You know, Professor Bluffton's here next week. I think he holds the chair of Ozark culture there. Just a suggestion, he's been on the Ozark television, because they had a program at one time where they interviewed different people about that's one guy I would like to see you talk to. And I do agree with Gavin as well. And I know this takes a lot of time and editing, but those short clips, I think, where you have like 2 minutes where you pull out, really good comments or questions, and that drives people into the podcast.
For sure, and that's what I do. The clips that I produce are 30 to 60-second clips right now. I'd like to get to a point where I can also add maybe some 2 to 3 minute clips, and they are just clips from the long form stuff that are the best parts of it, and I do that 3 times a day. That's part of the content that I'm producing right now.
Two more questions, and I'm going to ask the last question. Okay.
Hi, I'm Stacy and I'm with Quality Janitorial Services. Wondered what in the past interviews and conversations, what's been one of your favorites? And the second question is, I know that Route 66 is on everybody's mind right now, but Arts Fest is this weekend as well. And
I do have to work sometimes. For the time being.
not
Yes.
on the weekend,
Oh yeah.
some of these interesting folks wandering around the Arts Fest. And I know that most of the vendors there are not from the Ozarks, but many of them are return folks that come to these festivals. And what brings them back and, kind of
Yeah, I love the ideas. I'm always open to ideas. As far as my favorite, oh boy, that's a tough one. In school, I was never one to just stick to one niche of people. It was like, well, I like the jocks, I like the nerds, I like all of the people, and so variety is the spice of life. I can't say that there's one. I mean, Sterling will be my best presenter, right? Yeah. We'll talk later, all right? Talk about those sponsorships.
You already answered it a little bit, but what can we do as a community to help you?
Yeah, I definitely encourage people to reach out. My phone number's up there. If I'm awake and coherent, I will answer via text or call, either one. Love to be able to talk to you guys about ideas that you have for me. Always open to that.
Okay, Dustin,